Right. So now let's take a look at least starting out here. Take a look at the PI that I've got going, and I'm not an expert, but working on it, I guess. Let's see here. So I set up two of these differently, and they are one uses storage, one doesn't. This storage actually isn't used. So I've managed to get, I have a little over 9 million worth of water here, and now I'm not here right now. So this one has a cycle of a day, and I am going to change this to a cycle of 2 days, 30 minutes, which seems to be, what I was told is kind of the best, and I'm not 100% sure of that, but it seems to work. So I'm still learning a lot about all this PI stuff, and so let's scan here, and this is doing the Aqueous here. Why do we not see anything on the scan? There we go. So looks like we're going to move over here. How long have we got left in this cycle? Well, this is already doing 30-minute cycles. Did I change it? Change the time on this one already? I don't remember doing that. Yeah, I did. Say time remaining 1 hour 36 minutes. Right. Well, I'm gonna let this run and finish its cycle. Set it 1 day, 2 hours. Yeah, so I wonder why it's on a 30-minute cycle now. 1 day, 2 hours. It was 15-minute before. I guess if you go over if you go over a day, then it goes from 15 to 30 minute. I'm not 100% sure. Still learning all this stuff. Basically though, I want to let this one finish out this cycle, and then we'll stop it and we'll reset it. We're going to reposition these extraction nodes. So the circle times are always 30 minutes. Well, yeah, so on this, it is the industrial, but this, thought I had it at 15 minutes. It's pretty sure, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. So maybe I was thinking of something else. Like I said, I'm pretty new to doing PI, and I'm really not not sure that I like doing it at all. So is it mandatory to be in a corp? No, it's not. You can stay in an NPC corp. You're always in a corp, so it's mandatory to be in a corp. But you can be in an NPC corp where nobody tells you shit. You just do whatever you want. There are good reasons to be in a corp, though. A lot of benefits to it, but if you want to run solo, you can. Very possible. Swell Ranger, thank you for the follow a little bit ago. Got 3 minutes, some odd seconds to finish this cycle, and then we'll stop it and we'll reset this. Now, I play solo on some of my characters, my high-sec characters, but then I put them into their own corp, so I am the corp as well. But they are pretty much solo. There's another player that's in my corp. It's a friend of mine. But we haven't done anything together in a few years, so. Minutes left. What advantages does it give you to form a corp? Well, so being in a corp obviously gives you a lot of other people to play with pretty easily. They tend to automatically trust you if you're in the corp. And you can also call on them when you get stuck on something and get some help. Just being in my own corp is really because of manufacturing and sharing of resources and stuff, so I can share it between my characters. That's why I have my own corp. Not much other reason for it than that. Although corp allows you to own structures, station, but at the same time, if you own structures, then you can be war decked, your whole corp can, and people can attack you. So that's not for everybody either. And a half. Just about finished. The PI in MJ? No, this is another system nearby. All right, so that is done. Now you can stop extraction, and we're gonna set this up to Today is 1 hour 30 minutes. The edge. Okay, well then. Cat, I need... Oh, come on, stop! He's stepping on my spare mouse. What moved everything around. I have a spare mouse because mine's battery operated, and just in case the batteries were to die. Right. Start the next extraction here. There we go. Yeah, it's something you wish you've understood. Yeah, it's not intuitive, and the game doesn't guide you at all. Oh, I have to submit. Yeah, the game doesn't guide you at all, so it's like, you know, how are you supposed to know? Type of thing. All right, so in the storage here, I am 28% full, which means I can go a couple more days for no problem. It's worth 9.2 million in here, so that's good. Okay, so now exit out of that one, and I've got this one running as well, and now it's on a 2-day cycle, so I probably don't have to mess with anything on this one. And so let's see how much this is. The end storage facility, the end product, and 3.8 million. Wow, for about 24 hours. I can't say that that's huge or that I'm hugely impressed. You know, what it is, I guess. And, you know, for 24 hours, you know, 1,300. So I can go about 9 days before I'd have to pull stuff out. And I think that's going to be part of the trick of things, is to get it to where I don't have to move stuff all the time. And on 2-day cycles, it feels more manageable, which is what this is on. This is on a 2-day cycle. So there's kind of the thing, and I guess that white line is where I'm in the progress. So it's going to go down, you know, a bit more in and what it's extracting, but I guess it's okay. It's still kind of on the stuff. I don't need to reset it today. So, all right, I'm convinced that that one's okay. All right, let's fly this guy over where he can install another one. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it today, or maybe I just do it offline. The install part and setup part, I mean, that's probably the part that people have the most trouble with. Blur, thank you for the follow, welcome. Wow, freighter.
Drive active.
Bunch of freighters. Little blur. $17 seconds. All right, we use the propulsion trick on this.
Warp drive active.
This is a deep space transport, allowing me to get many more command units out to the planets I'm working in.
Drive active.
Have I been to FanFest? Yes, I've been to FanFest before. Let's see, can you see the... Yeah, there's... I brought home one of the posters from FanFest 2014. It was great. It was good fun. I enjoyed it. Definitely, if you play Eve, it should be on your bucket list. Yes, dumb question, sure. Trying to fit a Blackbird cruiser for ECM. Can't decide AB or micro warp drive. Well, it depends on where you're going to be using it. If you're going to be using it inside ESS's, then you would only go AB.
Warp drive active.
Depends on how you're going to fight it. For ECM, how far does your ECM reach? Because if you can kite, then a micro warp. If you have to be up close, then an afterburner, so that when they scram you, it doesn't shut off your propulsion. You also can get inspiration from like EWB, exclamation point EWB in chat. It'll give you a link to it. You'll probably be able to find a lot of fits for that and see what other people are doing. Max range is 90, optimal is 50. Well, my first thought is micro warp, but there's going to be a lot into that. You know, that makes your signature bigger so they can hit you better when you have that turned on. You know, are you going to be in a fleet? Are you going to be solo? Which I would think ECM, you're going to be in a fleet. There's not much ECM that's used solo. But, you know, depends on what you're trying to do.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
System is my system.
Warp drive active.
Got to use my propulsion.
Docking request accepted.
Sundar, hello? All right. I have more command centers. All right, so currently I have aqueous liquids and base metals. Kind of my cheat sheet. Carbon compounds, where they come from: barren, oceanic, and temperate. So let's look for carbon compounds. Barren. Organic. The other one, temperate. Pretty much all I gotta do is be out in space here. And agency resource harvesting. Planetary industry. Looking for carbon compounds. We already have something on this planet. This one I've already got something on. Yep, I do. Carbon compounds on this is 57. This is 57, so it was kind of a wash, I guess. So temperate. Carbon compound 61. And then there's no oceanic here, so that would be kind of the only one. It also has microorganisms. 67. I'm thinking. I actually find this planetary industry stuff quite boring. I really do have a hard time with it, with the boredom with it. But I want the stuff, and maybe once I get everything up and running, it'll be fine. I've also looked a little bit, and I haven't done the math yet, but I've looked a bit at buying the base products and then making the products in HiSec. But HiSec has I don't know. HISEC has high taxes. All right, I don't think that I'm gonna do all this setup right now. Hello, Earl. I don't think I'm gonna do all this setup right now. I think I'm gonna, I've just staked my claim here, and I'll come back to this one. Probably offline. I don't know. But so I'm gonna dock him back up. But I just wanted to claim that one as, you know, where I'm gonna be working the next one.
Docking request accepted.
And then I want to take a look here at, you know, the planets here. The one that I looked at had a pretty high, it was a pretty high tax. And I don't know if there's a tax viewer or if you have to go around and look at everything, you know, who owns what. Which, if that's what you have to do, that kind of sucks. But we're going to look in HISEC here. And now, I've been told that barren planets are the best for doing the secondary manufacturing. Now, I don't know why that is. Just know that that's what I've been told. And you can see here that these numbers are much smaller than others. And so for the ones I was grasping, I won't spend as much time on it. Probably. But I find it to be unnecessarily difficult and tedious. Like, how long have we had planetary interaction in the game? At least 10 years? Why is there a guide for it? If there is, I have not seen it while trying to do this stuff. And it seems to me that an in-game guide kind of showing you the basics is very, very logical because it's so complicated. But I haven't seen anything like that. And I really think that there should be something like that. You know, well, here's information. Planetary industry. See, all that does is just open up this. That doesn't tell me anything. Remote sensing skill allows you to scan for resources on remote planets. Higher levels of skill allow you to see the resources of planets that are further away. Because barrens are mostly smaller and you need less power for routes because they are shorter. Wow, see, I never would have thought of that. See, without you guys here in chat with me doing this PI stuff, I'd have given up already. You know, even with the guides out there. So if you look up videos on YouTube for how to do PI, and there's some videos out there that are just basic PI. The minimum length on those basic PI videos is like 30 minutes. There's no 3-minute overview. At least not that I could find. And to at least get you started. So that's one of my issues with it. But and I'm getting through that. But the other issue is the grind of it. And I know once you have it set up, you don't have to spend very long with each one and everything. But if I'm spending 10 minutes and I have 6 of them, I'm then spending an hour a day to get, or an hour every other day to get 8 million times 6, 48 million. So an hour to get 48 million. I can make 48 million an hour much more fun ways. Many more explosions. You can't do fits in a 3-minute overview either? No, you can't. But so the barons are generally smaller. Is there a... Okay, so with that said, if I look at the info of the planet, does it tell me? Orbit radius 29 AU, mass 29, radius 5540. So if that radius then affects the lower power usage, so why am I doing PI? Well, because I need it for my industry stuff. But I'm not convinced on it. You can only produce Tech 4 on barren or temperate. Oh, okay. All right, so radius 5540. And then this barren here, radius of 6980. Okay. So let me just look at these others here. That one's 33, but you can say you can only do barren or temperate. Well, this one's 4830. It's smaller radius than this. So is it the radius that matters? Is there anything else about barren that makes it more advantageous if you can do it on barren or temperate? I'd rather do PI than play Vanguard. I'm going to play Vanguard today. I just don't think I'm going to do a whole lot of hours of it. Doing both. So, thought I fell in love with PI for a minute there. Yeah, absolutely not. All right, so let's go look at this temperate. I haven't seen anything on here where I can see, oh, customs office. All right, show info. There we go. That's how you look at it. Tax rate, 17%. It's owned by these guys. All right. 10 planets in system here. Go info. This one, wow, this one's 1800. Damn, that's tiny. That is really tiny. All right, so how do I show info, planetary industry? How did I get to the... Now all of a sudden I remember how I saw the... thing again. How did I do it on the other one? Interesting, it shows me a different view of that one than it does of this one. Why is that? Why doesn't it show me those other options? Do I have to go there? I have to be in the same system to view it? Maybe. All right.
Warp drive active.
Got the same system here. Right, so I am same system now. Okay, so now I can look at the customs office. Go info, 12%. Well, that's interesting. It's the same corp or same alliance, and this one's 12%, whereas the other one is 17. Why is that, I wonder? Is that because nobody is doing anything in here? Couple more barons in here. This one's also pretty small. %. Are they all 12%? There's temperate. How big is it? Yeah. It's bigger than the others, but let's just see what 12%. So generally means they are deterring others from using the same planet they are using. Ah. All right. Okay. I can dig that. Let's go back through here. That one planet looked pretty good though for doing one of the operations, but I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna have 8 planets. You can only have 6 on one character, so I'll end up having to have another character doing this as well.
Warp drive active.
So they seem to like my home system. I mean, they may have liked it for a long time and I just never knew. Never paid attention. I have the link for this PI scheme. Well, I have a top end one. I don't know which one it is. I have a lot of links for PI. Go ahead and post it. All right, so planets in here. %. Oh, this is somebody else. Wow, a bunch of just gas planets in here. %.
Warp drive active.
All right. In this system here. %. And by these other guys again. %. Let's go one more jump here.
Warp drive active.
All right, so this link that you gave me, that's what the page looks like to me. Isn't that grand? You can't read it. Why does it look that way? You have to go like this and then, but it's still very hard to read. I've been using this one right here, which looks to be the exact same thing but done a different way. Yeah, this one just seems to not be just looks horrible. All right, so let's show info in here. 12%. $2,900. %. Oh, it's a mixed match in here. You know what one of our guys used to do? In our corp. They used to take over POCOs and then leave the tax rate the same so that nobody ever noticed. And then a month later, he'd jack it way up. And people aren't paying attention and cash flows in. Yeah. So it's quite interesting little tactic. All right, well, it looks like 12%. I mean, 10%. 10% is the lowest. Now, I wonder what my skills are at on that. See, I still have 2 more levels to do on this. So would it be just 10% in that other one? I don't know. I need to finish training this, but I gotta train this first. I do have a bunch of skill points in here. I added one of each one of the new packs to my account here, and so I've got 1,250,000, 1.25 million skill points I can add, and so could do it that way if I needed to. I'm not ready to do any of this refining yet or anything, and so for that reason I don't need to spend skill points on it. I can just keep training. I think we made a PI video. It goes something like, so you want to do PI and then just says don't end credits. Yeah, I could see that. That's kind of a, I don't know. It'd be funny. It's the way I feel sometimes. That's for sure. So I'm gonna have to remember to check the tax rates each time, because that could be a tactic, and I don't know when you're extracting if it shows you the tax rate. So I'm thinking of doing my end stuff though here in NPC space, and see, then I can buy product and, you know, buy the tier 1 products and then just refine what I need. How many hours have I played in Eve? Oh, I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. It's got to be more than 10,000. No way to tell. No, they sometimes do an end of the year report that they send you that, you know, tells you how many hours you played that year. But yeah, I don't know if there's any way to tell. So that's what I'm gonna have to sit down and do a study of buying the tier 1 materials that are necessary to make the final product and what those cost against what it'll take to end up with the final product. And then I have to add tax on top of that. So am I gonna have a celebration with episode 1500 video? Well, believe it or not, this is episode 1501 that I'm recording right now. So, yippee! An episode late. The episodes don't mean as much anymore. I used to broadcast live to YouTube, and so it'd be the entire live show on there. And so it'd be, you know, 4 or 6 hours. And then of course I have a lot of time that's not on video too.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright, this guy's docked up. If you're watching this on YouTube, just gotta wait for the next video.